Hi everyone, Nathan here from Mighty Lancer Games. Welcome to our Subbox Monday stream. I'm just doing a little bit on this Eldritch Demon, just painting his claws black, and then I'm going to move on to doing his base, and then we might varnish him, and then we're going to get him finished, I think. Don't want to go too over the top with him. Always knew that I wanted him to be fairly simple. So quite happy with him. Just before the stream started now, I've added a little bit of yellow in there. Hopefully you can see that. I'll stop waving him around a bit. Some yellow onto his skin on the swirly pattern bits. Make him look a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to just paint the ground. Underneath it. Alright, going to do that with some stone grey. Thank you, Tony. Hi everyone there. In chat I can see Wicked D and Tony and Sharon. Sorry everybody. I was just topping up my glass for the inevitable hydrate from Pete. So I was planning on sticking him on a larger base, but I think that I'm going to leave him. He's quite sturdy on this little one, so I think I'm going to leave him on this little base. Fine. So I'm not going to go crazy doing any additional texturing or anything like that. Just going to paint up the bases on. Once it's done, stick a couple of tufts on to match the other figures. And he is good to go. Coming to a D&D table near you soon. Oh, what was that?
Good evening, almighty 359 high.
What?
He can make it turn.
Thank you very much, Moxie. That's much appreciated. I'm going to have to take him out the painting handle.
That really confused him, Moxie.
It did.
It's never spoken to him before.
No. Have you heard it talk to you before?
No, but I knew it could do it.
I wasn't expecting that.
You just thought some random woman had invaded the computer.
Yeah.
We've got 14 subscribers now.
Woo, woo.
I know, look at us. Woo.
Awesome. Thank you, Moxie. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm trying to paint in between his claws. And I've just painted his claw. Because I wasn't concentrating fully. I was thinking about the voice talking to me.
What, still?
Yeah. Yep, just thinking about the thing. So, a bit of stone grey from Reaper Miniatures all over his base. I might have to go back and just do a little bit of something with his wings, because just before I took him off the painting handle, I noticed that, and I've just done that claw as well. It's a good job you don't all come here for the excellent painting tuition, isn't it?
Any mistakes that you
Can't rectify, you can always go over your mistakes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Good job, really, isn't it? You'd be able to tell everybody about the new stock that has arrived that hasn't really made it onto the website yet.
What do you mean? Oh, Rosemary and Co.
Unless there's some other new stuff that you've not told me about.
No, we had a couple of board games turn up today, but Rosemary and Co is certainly the most exciting. So we did our order last week after our stream on Wednesday, I think it was, and our stock arrived on Friday, which was very timely. And then Mrs. MLG is going to make a start on getting it added. Maybe. But yeah, we checked it off yesterday, and it all looks wonderful. Got brushes as requested by some of you lovely folks. Yeah, those wings look shocking. I need to do something with them. Thought I was being clever, and then now it's dried. They just look rough. Well, I tried to add a little bit of green in because I thought it looked too dark, and now it just looks like I've painted big green lines down them. Well, I will just sort this claw out and then I will show you. You see that? Thought I was being really clever by trying to add a little bit of like really thin green colour into the back, and then it looks like I've just painted some stripes down it. I can see it. I can see it in real life. So I'm gonna have to do something about it. I'm gonna get a little bit of abyss blue and mix a little bit of blue and a little bit of green together, and blend it in. Excellent news on the brushes. My Tillinghurst Manor arrived today a lot faster than expected, thank you. And I hope you like it, because it looked awesome. I showed friend of the store, Al, today. Called in earlier on, showed him the MDF stuffs that came along with the manor for the shop, and he said that he's going to make a start on it on Saturday. So the same place where we got Tony's manor from also do a range of scenery called Rio Sonore, I think it is. It's like a Mexican futuristic town kind of setting. And I thought a couple of those bits of scenery would be perfect for a different kind of table setting for 40k, and that other game that I mention all the time. That one. No, Frostgrave, that game that I've not got a chance to play for a while. So anyway, 40k mostly, I was thinking, but something a bit different from the normal gothic terrain that tends to get used. So yeah, Al's going to make a start on building it at the weekend, he says. Looks pretty cool, and then we should be able to show some of that off for you. Right, I'm going to put some of my Null Noil Agrax Earthshade mix over this base, and then we'll set him aside to dry while we start undercoating this monster. Yeah. Where's the horror brush? rogue drip running around the back of the base. Must have had a little bit of wet grey paint somewhere. That's no good. Right then, so bit of that blobbed on there. Technical term, liberally applied, shall we say? We'll just see if we can absorb a little bit of that from beneath, between his claws, and then I'm going to set him aside to dry. So I liberally applied a wash of my mix of Nuln Oil and Agrax Earthshade, which is about a 50-50 mix between the two. Citadel ink, light washes, and then I've applied that all around the base there. And then once that's dry, we'll give it a dry brush back up with stone grey and then some weathered stone, and then it'll match all the other bases for the figures that I've painted for our D&D and RPG miniatures. And then I'll stick a couple of dark moss tiny tufts on, and then he'll be done. Then he just needs a varnish. Tony says he started building the manor. The footprint of the floor is massive. It's really impressive. Excellent. It does look cool. Right then, so this griffin. Can't believe I've never painted one of these before. It's different. This is the original Reaper Griffin. Yours is the newer one. So yeah, this is the original Griffin, and this is the newer one that came out of Bones 4. Mrs. MLG painted. So this guy's a lot chunkier. It's definitely a lot chunkier, but his wings are a little smaller, I think. So he looks cool. I don't think I'm going to be able to do as good a job as Mrs. MLG has on hers there. Right, what colour shall we undercoat him? I think that really he should have brown as an undercoat, shouldn't he? Brown. Let's go for brown. Somewhere. German dark yellow surface primer. We're going to use this. That's what we're going to use. So I've washed him already. Give him the soapy water treatment earlier on. So this is some Vallejo dark yellow. Now I think this will be good because it will give us a nice light tone that I can work in for the liony parts, and then I'll be able to darken it down with some washes to get the feathery parts for the griffin. Now this is Vallejo surface primer. This is ideal for putting through an airbrush, but also brushes on really nicely. So we're gonna get a whole load of that. And the reason I've got it at home to use is because the packaging was all ripped and it had dripped, and you can't read all their warnings. So obviously, couldn't sell it.
Wow. That's like nappy poo.
It is, yeah. It's German dark yellow. It's baby poo brown.
Yeah, did they have to wear uniforms in baby poo brown colour?
This, yeah, Africa caught. Yeah.
That's like my old school uniform, but it had brown as well. It was that colour and dark brown. Like they did it on purpose. Yeah. We will like get your will broken with this horrendous uniform.
Which school was that? Burlington. No, I don't know. Which one then? Moorfield.
I know. Moorfield. That's the one. I never went to Burlington.
Yeah.
The school doesn't exist anymore. That's how old I am. None of the schools that I went to exist anymore. One's some flats, and one's a completely different school. I don't know about younger ones because I won't hear them.
So, just gonna splother this all over. Splother, blather.
I'm going to precisely place it delicately on the miniature.
Yeah, delicately apply the undercoat all over the miniature.
No splothering.
Whatever that word even means.
How's everybody else this evening? Are we all well? Are we all happy? Do we all enjoy seeing Mr. MLG splothering the miniature with his rubbish brush in baby poo brown? Are we all excited that it's nearly Halloween?
Yeah!
And that the Halloween fun day on the 30th of October? I hope you all come in. I hope you're all going to wear a costume. We have prizes for adult first place fancy dress and children. We encourage everyone just to have fun, doesn't matter what age you are. Got a few games to play, as you all know. Mr. MLG has been making his zombie survival skirmishy
I'm gonna
thingy.
get it set up sometime this week so I can make sure we've got enough stuff painted.
So that should be fun. Wicked D says, I just glanced over and saw that. It's only for you, Wicked D. That's all it's for. It's just an advance warning. I haven't got an advance warning for the colour he's using there. Sharon says it's all good. Tennis is doing good here. Still chuckling, splothering. Sounds like a town. It could be a town in England, really, couldn't it? Splothering. I'm just off to splothering, my dear. Going to go on the train. Could be. Yeah, so you're going to play your zombie game if anybody wants to join in throughout the day.
Definitely.
Halloween Fun Day is 10 while 4. And then we've got throw the beanbags at Space Marine. Let's try and get the bean. I'm saying beanbags. They've got rice in them. We didn't have any beans when we made them. You have to also appreciate that all this stuff is handmade. So there's no great expectations on how aesthetically pleasing any of our games are. So you have to throw the rice bags.
It's free.
Of course, it's free. Yeah, you have to throw the rice bags through the holes in the Space Marine. See if you can get it through. See how far away you can stand before you completely miss. It didn't take us long. We had a little practice in the kitchen, and we were really, really rubbish at it. Really rubbish. So at least it should be a giggle. And then we've got Poke Pumpkin, where you can win a surprise, either a trick or a treat. Little surprises in your Poke Pumpkin. What else have we got? We've got Ring Toss, which I still haven't finished painting yet.
I brought the stuff home for the rings.
I know, I've seen it. Throw the rings, also actually made out of Space Marine, but you can't tell, over the sticks. See how many you can get. Pin the tail on the werewolf. He had to have a new lick of paint this year, though. He was looking a bit rough from all the tail pinning. Need to find the blindfold. Or of course you can close your eyes if you don't want the blindfold, but no cheating. And today I created a word search to go in the booklet that we hand out when you arrive, so that you can have an idea of what's going on. We have a little booklet that just tells you everything, what's happening and what to do in the games and stuff. And there's a word search in there to keep you occupied while you're maybe waiting for a game. And then obviously all of the demo games that we have in the shop normally are all available. You just grab a demo game and a table and play some games. And like Mister's just said, it's all free. It's just for fun.
Oh, we'll have some painting things
Oh, and
and some colourings.
some painting and some. There'll be a colouring competition, adults and kids. Obviously, we try very hard. If we ever do, it's unwillingly. Unwillingly, that's not the right word, is it? But we try very hard to include everybody. So if you wanna colour or you wanna paint, don't matter how old you are, you can come and have a go. And we've got miniatures to paint, and we've got colouring sheets to colour, and then we'll have little prizes for the best ones, judged by our lovely selves, of course, and Little Miss. So it should be good, and we hope that you'll come down and see us and join in. And you can wear a mask and everything, because you can wear your fancy dress costume and no one has to know it's you. You can sneak around going, hi, and we go, yep, don't know who you are, sorry. Little Miss was having a great time bandaging up Mister's head.
Yeah.
Practicing his costume by just wrapping bandages around him, and at one point she did check that he could still breathe, which was nice of her, but I think it was probably a bit too late by then if he couldn't.
It reminds me I need to get some more bandages.
yeah, for your head. Are you still splothering?
I am
my
still
darling?
splothering. I've got this claw and then a wing to go. I am currently, yes. That is my plan. We're going to go with all the same colour everywhere, and then I'm going to use a various amount of ink washes and shadings to get some of the colours that I want on the wings and the feathery areas. And then we'll just do a couple of fine top highlights, I think. I know. So I would say that it should be a fairly quick paint, but because I want to use some inks and maybe a couple of the contrast paints, I don't think it's going to be as quick as I want it, because it's going to have to dry between coats, isn't it? Rather than just painting on with regular miniature paints, which dry pretty swiftly. But that's alright, because I've got multiple things here on the work desk that I can be doing. So I've got these, I've got a whole array of doors from the Blacklist Miniatures Fantasy Series 1. Got a whole set of doors here that need painting. I have got my genie, which I started work on last week. That needs a bit more work on it. I've got some Bushido things. I've got my cult obelisk of Cthulhu here in front of me, and this beautiful grey maiden figure. So need to grab the Pathfinder rulebook so I can show the comparison.
Okay, Tommy.
Oh yeah, sorry. Forgot I was supposed to be doing the talky thing. So, just I'll get this wing finished off, and then we'll see how our Eldritch Demon is doing in terms of drying. Plenty of things we can be doing. You don't just want to be watching me undercoat in miniatures though, that'll be boring. All session. been a strange day for me today in the shop. Actually, I had to do some work rather than just like hanging around talking to people and stuff. I've been putting things in boxes and talking to the postman and getting like actual work done, packing people's orders. It's been really good for a bit of a change, although it's been hard work. Some of the guys are on holiday this week from the shop, so had to get stuck in and do some of the stuff that other people normally do. That's cool. Right, there we go. One bright baby poo yellow griffin ready for drying. So, what else have I got on my table? I mentioned these. I've got these doors. Got 10 of those to paint. We've got our genie part way through being undercoated, base coated. There. Obelisk of Cthulhu still needs a bit of work. In fact, while I've got the grey out, might give that a dry brush. That might be a good idea. Get two things in one go. And then we've got this really nice, she just needs a little bit of cleaning up. This really nice Grey Maiden miniature. So this is a Reaper Miniatures Pathfinder mini. And anybody that knows Pathfinder will recognise that this lady in this pose is from the back of the core rulebook. A very nice model and beautiful painting on the back of the book. So I'm going to try, when I paint her, I'm going to try and emulate the art on the back of the book and try and get the shading and stuff to look just about right. Like I tried to with the red dragon that I painted, the Pathfinder red dragon, which is off the front cover. Oh yeah. Mrs. MLG is going to grab it and can show you. Oh, thank you very much, my dear. So this is the Pathfinder red dragon that I painted as he appears on the front of the book, which I'm quite pleased with. I wanted to paint this guy for a long time, and yeah, there he is. He's really nice.
He's got a lot more shading in him.
Yes.
He doesn't seem to have a lot on the camera.
Alright, yes, he's got a lot of shading, but it's very fine, like multiple layers of red that you maybe can't really tell on the camera. Definitely looks better than it looks on the camera. Right, let's see how our Eldritch Demon's doing. It's still a little damp. What can we? I know. But which one do I pick? I think what I'll do is I will paint the beard on this guy. So we're going to go for. I've got some stone grey here. So I'm going to undercoat his beard. He's grey already, so that helps. But thank you, Moxie. It's very kind of you to say so. His beard's nearly as impressive as mine.
Yours is just unkempt.
Needs a tidying up, doesn't it? I'll have to have a shave tomorrow. If the weather's nice enough. Got to have a shave in the back garden so I don't make a mess in the house.
Really? Really? That's what you're telling everyone.
No, it's not that Mrs. MLG would tell me off. That isn't what I was getting at. It was that, like,
You're a messy smack.
I'm messy and beard hairs get everywhere. Really?
You've got that thing that you stuck to the wall.
Yeah, but it doesn't always catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, you gotta catch them all. It's a great idea. So I've got this gimmick thing, this like barbering cape type thing. So it's got a Velcro bit that goes around your neck, and then it's got a couple of like sucker attachments that you fasten to the tiles on the wall. So the idea is that when you're shaving,
You were a sucker buying it.
yeah, it came for free with the shaver. So you attach it around your neck and you fasten it to the wall, and then when you're shaving with your electric clippers, tidying your beard up, it's supposed to catch all the hairs. But the Velcro bit around your neck isn't really tight enough. So whilst it catches the majority of the hairs dropping down the front because it's quite big, it doesn't stop them going down your neck and dropping out at the bottom, which is rubbish. Really needs a better Velcro closing around the neck.
You could always add more Velcro.
I could if only I knew how to use the sewing machine.
You do know how to use the sewing machine. You just won't. There's a big difference.
I suppose I could do it by hand,
You could just use the sewing machine.
couldn't I?
You could just use the sewing machine.
Even little Miss uses the sewing machine. You just look at it like it's some kind of alien device.
It is
It's
Eldritch
not.
technology.
It's not. You're in control. You just lift your foot up if you don't want it to go. You just take your foot away.
God, this is tight, isn't it?
The eyes on this thing that I am painting no longer resemble eyes.
What do you mean?
Well, I've painted them that badly that they're now just weird. Don't know what's. I should have just not bothered. I should have just not given her eyes.
What is it that you are painting then?
I don't know what it is. This thing. Vampire, I think she is. It's just, I'm not quite sure where her eyes are. I know where her eyes are supposed to be, but I'm not quite sure how they're sculpted. They're not the same on both sides. It's one of those minis where. And
where
and it's
they're
a new mini. It's a new mini. It's not an old Reaper sculpt, but they're different on both sides, and I'm like not skilled enough to make them look the same when they're not sculpted the same. So currently, she looks like she's been punched in the face, and she's got two black eyes.
I don't know what colour to make that bit around the bottom of his thing. I said that I was gonna make the scales copper, didn't I?
Yeah.
But I don't know what colour to make that banding around the bottom. Might just go for a leathery brown. Let's do that. I should be using a Rosemary and Co brush for practice. Shouldn't I?
Practice.
Which one's that one? Series 22. I do like that one. That's a little one. Let's go with this one. Everybody seems to like these. Series 33. Let's go with a Series 33. Hi Pete. Hydrate. So I'm just going to use some. This isn't a sub box mini either, is it? most cheating.
So is Pete making all those Sunday dinners then?
Oh yeah, we saw a post about your place of work, Pete, saying that you're going to be doing extra Sunday dinners. Is that your handiwork, or have they recruited a new chef? So we have some Reaper Blackened Brown. Yeah. For this edging.
Nope, not me. It's Pete's birthday tomorrow.
Is it?
You know what that means, don't you?
Yeah. Means we get to play the song. You can play it now if you would like, my darling. Oh.
It's
He's
Pete's
jumped
birthday
off.
tomorrow. You know what that means, everybody? We've all got to sing happy birthday to Pete. We'll do it now, just in case we don't see Pete tomorrow. So I hope you're all going to join in because it's Pete's birthday. Are you ready?
There is a mighty Lancer birthday, a mighty Lancer birthday. Someone has a birthday in mighty Lancer land. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Pete. Pete the Hydrator. You're going to drink lots of water for your birthday. Celebration with lots of hydration.
Yeah.
Is that what's happening? You got anything cool planned that you want to tell us about? You don't have to, of course, if you don't want to. I hope you're still going to come to the stream and we'll be able to wish you happy birthday again.
So there we go. Bit of brown on there.
I'm going to stay in bed and eat cake all day.
That sounds good. Wish I could stay in bed and eat cake all day.
Well, it's not your birthday.
No. No. It's been ages since my birthday.
It's been longer since it was mine.
That is true. I'm so clumsy.
Tony's back.
Globbed on that bit there.
Look who's back. Tony's back.
I think that I should probably have done that little piece there in the same red as that it is other sash area. Might come back and revisit that. Just run a little bit of brown around here and then we'll see how the Eldritch Demon is getting on. He should be dry by now.
So what are you doing? What is that you're doing?
So this is the genie, and I can't remember the code of the box set 'cause it's a fairly new box set, but this genie and a couple of other figures, I think 3 other figures, come in a new box set that Reaper have done because this is one of the Bones 5 minis.
We've not got that, have we?
we haven't got it yet. It's on its way. It's on its way from Reaper, but it's coming from the States. So we've got to wait for it. So this guy and 3 other figures is part of a box set. And this guy is going to be my trio mini for the RCL for this month. And I think he's really cool. And he is going to get used in Frostgrave.
No.
He is. Definitely. 100%. Right then, let's put that fancy dancy brush away. Oh, it's still a bit wet. How can it still be a bit wet?
How much did you put on?
Oh, just a little bit. And that's still a little bit wet. So what we'll do while we're waiting for that is we'll use this bit of grey that's here on the palette. If I've got a bit of dry tissue. Here we go, and we'll dry brush a little bit of our Cthulhu obelisk. Yeah, do a little bit of grey on here, I think. So I'm going to use this very abused Citadel small dry brush and just do a light roughing up around the edges. It's got all sorts of carvings and stuff on this obelisk, and I always intended on kind of picking out some of the text, but then I couldn't really decide how to do it to make it as if it glowed because it's so small. So I think we'll settle for just darkening it down, and then what I'm going to do, or the plan is that I'm going to verdigris all over the top of this kind of goldy squid on the top there. Get some Nailac oxide on it or something similar, and get it roughed up. We've got a couple of different options. We've got some Nailac oxide, we've got some Green Stuff World verdigris from the Rust Weathering set. And I think we've also got some Vallejo verdigris somewhere as well. So I think we'll just stick with the Nailac oxide, know what that looks like for now. Yeah, I was talking about that briefly today, actually. So one of my guys at the shop, one of my colleagues, asked me today if I'd been to see James Bond yet, the new James Bond, and I said no, I haven't. I didn't get a chance over the weekend, but we did watch Austin Powers on whichever internet streaming service it was that we got it from. Anyway, I can't remember. But Austin Powers, classic Austin Powers, and the second one, we watched that last night as well, and they're cool. So we've still got Gold Member to go, which is the one that's got Beyonce in it, Foxy Cleopatra. There was talk that they were going to make a 4th one with Jennifer Lopez and call it For Your Thighs Only, but it never appeared. I used to like it. Austin Powers, it was cool. I've definitely enjoyed watching him again. What about you, Mrs.?
No, I was doing 2 things at once.
Yeah, well, you were.
Watched the first one with you, and then the second one I was also watching Wicked D stream at the same time. So half and half attention there. So because Wicked D started streaming now, as people on Discord will know. So go and give a follow.
And what sort of things is Wicked D streaming?
Playing games.
Oh yeah, wasn't it? It was Wallace and Gromit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And how was it? Because I was wholly concentrating on Austin Powers.
It was
I'm
funny.
afraid.
It's a bit like you click and do all
Like
things.
Monkey Island.
A bit like that, yeah. It makes slightly more sense than Monkey Island, but not a great deal more sense. I mean, Monkey Island was just nuts and didn't really make any sense at all. And this one is funny.
Right.
And you just feel sorry for, is it Gromit that's the dog?
Yeah.
Just feel sorry for him, like, you think you'd just say, oh, smeg off, bloke, and just make your own breakfast. I've got paws and teeth, you've got hands, just come and do it yourself. Like, you know, and stop complaining. He complains all the time. Have you not made my breakfast yet? No, Megan haven't made your breakfast yet. You lazy thing. Come and do your own breakfast. It's like you in our house.
What do you mean?
Well, because you make breakfast, don't you? And we just like hang around waiting for breakfast. It's like that.
Yeah. See what you mean?
Yeah, you're our little Gromit. Slave driver, aren't we? Making you make us breakfast.
Well, I didn't want to say anything,
But yeah. People will get worried about you. They'll start saying you've got to blink if you need help and stuff, and I'll switch the camera off so they can't even see you.
Yeah. We'll have to write a note on a napkin when we go out for a meal.
Don't joke about it.
Yeah, I know.
It's fine, really. He just makes the breakfast. That's all there is to it. Even though I did make it yesterday. So. Nice.
Sorry. Slurping. Come on, just dry already. I know, I just want that to be dry. I just didn't want people to have to watch me undercoating things. I've got loads of things here, it's just most of them are mid-whip. So while we're waiting for those, let's do a little bit on our Minotaur. Right, Project Butterfly this evening. Let's do some Minotaur Flesh. I can't remember which brown I used for him.
I think Pete's followed Wicked D. The problem is, Pete, Wicked D's not set up the rewards yet, so no one can make her hydrate.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, I know. She reckons that she hasn't quite figured it out yet, but I reckon it's all just a plan, so we don't make her wear wigs and stuff. I'm waiting for when she starts painting live on stream, and then we can make her paint left-handers. Just as we get to the eyes.
Can't wait for that one. Just while she's doing an eyeball. So, just gonna get a little bit done on this Minotaur. Just gonna mix a little bit of russet brown and black and brown together, because I'm pretty certain that I undercoated him with black and brown. So I'm just gonna block in some musculature on him. So he's brown, and then he's wearing brown leather. So I'm going to have to pick a completely different set of browns to do the highlighting on the leather areas, otherwise he's going to look a bit weird.
Got a bit morbid.
What's that?
Made out of.
It's leather. Yeah, it might be human leather. That'd be a bit more correct, wouldn't it?
Maybe you should make it like a pinky colour, like it's flesh.
Oh yeah, good idea. If I look up at the chat and Pete's put pink, I think.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out how to make Wicked D do hydrates.
Mm-hmm. So, did Pete answer us if he had any plans for his birthday? Oh yeah, he's going to sit in bed all day and eat cake. I remember. we're having casual commander night on Friday. Pete, are you going to come down and have a couple of games? Or have you got some plans?
Apparently on Hamish's birthday he played Magic.
Did he?
Pete says blue. Blue.
Yeah, well, there is going to be some blue on this model. He's got this blue skirty bit on. I've been really enjoying playing Magic this past couple of weeks. It's been really good. Looking forward to having some games on Friday. Free at last. Yeah, we've not seen him for a couple of weeks. He's been busy. Oh, I like that. That looks alright, that.
What? It just looks really dark on the camera. Are you showing us? Are you tilted it? Oh no, wowzers. Come on.
Extreme close up. It's because the camera's
Really
low.
slightly towards you. Whoa, that's. Do you understand the word slightly? I mean, really? You can't. Have you done some shadings? You can't see any of it on the camera.
Yes, honestly, I am. Yeah, he's got.
We don't believe you. It just looks like you're base coated in brown.
No, he's got. So his
I will now.
his base coat was black and brown, and then I've just done a coat of, or a highlight coat of black and brown mixed with russet brown.
Okay.
Honest.
Honest gov.
Yeah.
It's just the camera, sweetie pie. It's just the camera.
And then now I'm gonna go with almost neat russet brown just to give him a final layer, final jab and poke and blab. That's a new word, isn't it? Blab.
No, I don't really think it relates to painting minis though. In that way you like tell on somebody.
Yeah. Grass.
You're not really grassing the miniature, right? I think you're tired, aren't you, sweetie?
A little.
Or that actually doing some work at work must have taken it out of you today.
So, gonna tempt fate. Yeah, gonna tempt fate. So today, chased up our green stuff world.
No, you can't say it out loud.
Okay.
Well, you have to next.
Yeah, chased up the green stuff world delivery that we've been waiting for. The final 6 boxes from our delivery, and allegedly, it has cleared customs and is getting delivered tomorrow.
We don't believe.
Yeah, so we don't believe it, obviously, because, that's... it's only been 5 weeks. No, it's been more than that. It's only been 6 weeks, hasn't it? 6 weeks. So, can't possibly come tomorrow. Awesome, there's a bit of highlighting done on that Minotaur guy. Let's... almost there, but the Griffin is dry, so let's do a bit of something with this Griffin, because we can do that. Right then, so what I'm going to do with the Griffin is we're going to go for some Dark Oath Flesh contrast paint, and I'm going to put this on its hind quarters.
We've been talking about you Wicked D because we knew you didn't have any sound. So we've been talking about you, and you'll never know what we said.
So, just going to put this contrast paint. I'm going to layer it up to where the feathers start. This should give us a nice mid-tone for our lion flesh, skin, fur. That's it, fur. Lion's fur.
Pete says, yeah, until you just replay it back later. You don't have time for that. You don't have time to be messing like that. You won't be that intrigued into knowing what the full-blown conversation all about Wicked D that we had was, I'm sure.
I was going to say something witty, but I don't know. I can't think of anything. My brain is not working.
Okay.
I know. Yes, this is working just as planned. Just as planned.
You have to talk now, Wicked D can hear you.
Yeah. So, just applying some Dark Oath Flesh contrast paint over the top of Baby Poo yellow undercoat, which is German dark yellow from Vallejo, for anybody that missed it earlier, which is this really cool sand yellow kind of colour. Perfect for if you were painting desert vehicles or similar for World War II. This would be the kind of colour that, in fact, any World War II vehicle, because this is the kind of colour that German tanks would have come from the factory in World War II, in late war. So what they did, apparently, I'm no history expert, but so this is what I'm led to believe. The tanks would have come from the factory in this kind of yellow as a primer colour, and then the tank crews themselves would have applied whatever camouflage they were going to use in the field, normally using whatever they could get their hands on to do it. So
A bit like orcs.
yeah, a bit like orcs. So so the tank would be supplied out to the field in this colour. Early war they were all grey, or supplied out in grey, and then later war it came in this kind of yellow colour, and then using yard brushes and whatever else they could get their hands on, they applied various colouring to them to get the camo pattern. So if anyone ever tells you, if you're ever painting a World War II tank and anyone tells you that your camouflage isn't neat enough, you just have to remind them that in real life they got applied with sweeping brushes and mops and all sorts of stuff. So it's not a fine art. Right, so we're going to let that dry, but that should come like a really nice kind of warm brown kind of colour on there. And then I'm going to go for something a bit darker over the feathers on the top half, but I'm going to wait for the bottom half to dry a little before I start on the top half. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to do it now while it's wet, and then if I go over, it'll help blend it in. I think that's a better idea. So what we're going to use for the top part is some Gore-Grunter fur. So again, a contrast paint. And I put ball bearings in all the contrast paints because it makes it easier to shake them up. So I put 2 ball bearings in each one, which is why you can hear it rattling. Hi Crafty, how are you doing? Pete's just redeemed a hydrate. hydration this evening brought to you by Coors, a wonderful beer, and the mountains were indeed blue.
I've got water.
Because Mrs. MLG is healthy.
The kind of water that doesn't have a tea in it. Because obviously, in Yorkshire. Wiki D says, why is there no face cam tonight? By the way.
Yeah, it's because I look very dishevelled and decided that you didn't all need to see my misery face.
But it's really because he couldn't be bothered to put the backdrop on.
Don't give away all the secrets.
But you don't look dishevelled, you look as gorgeous as always. Yeah, we have a backdrop, obviously, because we're just in our house. And we have to take it down and put it up every single time. And we just couldn't be bothered today.
So, just applying a bit of Gorgrunter fur onto these feathers. So I am going to come back over once we've got these base colours on. We'll come back and we'll do a bit of lightening up once I've had a little look at some reference material to look at some eagle feathers and what have you. Make sure I get the right thing, but I think this is alright as a base coat. Well, I thought that we might finish once I've done the base on the Eldritch Demon in a minute.
Thanks, Tony.
See you later, Tony. Thank you. Oh, I like that orc.
And Pete put a load of Christmas trees up. You didn't see that?
Yeah.
We watched a Sewing Bee Christmas special today, or this evening, because Little Miss likes Sewing Bee, and we've seen them all apart from that. And she kept saying, but it's Christmas and you don't like Christmas. It's like, I do like Christmas, I just don't like Christmas like 6 months before actual Christmas. Let's get all the other festivities out of the way, and then Christmas is more special when we haven't celebrated it for 17 years before it actually came around. And then obviously they were singing Christmas songs and all sorts, and she kept laughing at me.
Yeah.
They're singing Christmas songs, ha ha ha. So I was like, yeah, it's the Christmas special. Christmas special from last year, I assume.
Remember we went to the range, and we were had our lunch in Christmas Wonderland, didn't we?
No, that was awful.
In September.
Last year.
Yeah.
Be allowed.
We haven't been to that garden centre yet, but they've always got like a Christmas Wonderland thing going on, haven't they? Yeah.
It's there. But no, we haven't been anywhere. We've not been out.
Nope. So,
are you painting that in a particular style? If somebody wanted to paint wash like you're doing it now, was there a particular way to do it, or is there a particular technique?
so this is contrast paint from Games Workshop. This is Gorgrunter fur, and what I would suggest with this, if you're painting feathers, that really you want to be painting along the length of the feather rather than jabbing into it. So what I like to do is run a little bit along the base of the feather where it meets the edge of the next one, run a bit into the gap, and then stroke it out along the length of the feather to make sure you get nice even coverage like that. So you would, and once you've got a layer in here, look across the things, then you should have plenty that you can pull up into the feathers that you wouldn't have to keep reloading your brush, even though I was about to do it then because it's force of habit.
Thanks, Moxie. Yeah, we've run over.
Great to
See you later, Moxie. Thank you. Just like that. No.
Ever do a stream when you're in? I know you've like started a stream where I've been reading the bedtime story, but you've actually done everyone without me.
Yeah. Me and Little Miss did one when you went out with your friends. Didn't we? We played Skyrim.
Oh no, I meant like painting.
No, I wouldn't be able to cope without you, my darling.
That wasn't what I asked. I just wondered.
No, I haven't. Because then everybody would just be like watching me be silent while I was talking, wouldn't they? Because I'm not very good at doing
I'm
it.
sure you can't be silent while you're talking.
Well, no,
Kind of a thing you can't do.
You know what I mean. Being silent while I was painting, because I'm not very good at doing the talky and the painty at the same time.
That's why we have the background music, so everyone knows that the stream's not broken. It's just that you stop talking. I'm sure if anybody had a question about what you were doing or whatever, then they would ask. So maybe they don't need you to talk. Maybe silent painting is the way to go.
Maybe. So, what are we doing tomorrow night?
Painting.
And do you know what you will be painting, my darling?
And probably still this woman that looks like she's walked into a wall.
So I think tomorrow night I'm going to try and get a couple of things finished up off the table here.
Wicked D's got a question for you.
Have you, Wicked D? What is your question? What is your question?
We'll wait in silence while you type it. Test out these silent streams.
What was we talking about earlier?
Oh, lots of things. We were talking about rosemary and curd brushes
Yeah.
because they've arrived, and I've very rubbishly only added two. I've added a whole 2 to the website. Ooh, look at me. I've done awesome adding a whole 2 products.
And which ones did you start with then?
Red dot because they were on the top of the paperwork.
Yeah.
So I've added red dot 0 and red dot 1. The problem is that there's no codes, there's no barcodes, there's no information on the paperwork, and there's no pictures on the website, so I've got to take my own pictures, and taking a picture of a paintbrush is more difficult than it sounds, because our pictures have got to be square for the website, and paintbrushes typically aren't square. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that before about paintbrushes, but yeah, I mean, you know, so it was a bit of a pain. So it's taken me a lot longer, and also I had to create a collection, and I had to, you know, get distracted and look at TikTok and wander off for a bit and come back and realise I was doing some work, and you know, that kind of thing, like normal, all the normal things. Yeah, I know. So yeah, we were talking about that. We sang Happy Birthday for Pete because it's his birthday tomorrow. So yeah, we did that. I think while you had your music off, you painted a bit of your genie, and you talked about that. Yeah, we talked about loads of stuff.
Painted some genie, painted some Minotaur, painted some statue. I've done loads of painting tonight.
And we talked about how you had to do some work today.
Yeah.
Because some of the staff are on holiday, and so you've actually had to do some real work. And we talked about the Halloween Fun Day on the 30th of October and what games we've been making. There was so much conversation, Wicked Tea. So much conversation.
Right. So that's one wing almost complete. We'll get the other one quickly knocked out. And then we'll get on to finishing Eldritch Demon's base. And then he will be done, ready for submission. Have you finished yours, Wicked D?
What?
Eldritch Demon.
I've not seen it, I don't think.
I haven't seen it. Have you finished it, Wicked D, your Eldritch Demon? Primed. I didn't think I'd seen it. Is that deck tan by any chance? Yes. Recognise that deck tan anywhere. Good old deck tan. Ruby's favourite colour.
Is it?
As it is an emote.
Deck tan. Is that like Hamish with his Terminator stone?
Yeah, I think so.
So what does Ruby use deck tan for?
Everything. Right, like Undercoat.
What's that one? What's that? Ritz Mitts. I don't know what a Ritz Mitts is.
Say what? Oh, I
That
don't.
thing with paws.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I don't know what that is. What's that thing, Pete?
How many channels do you subscribe to, Pete? When's that Witcher thing starting?
I don't know. It must be sometime soon. Does anybody know in chat? When does The Witcher Season 2 begin on Netflix? We watched Season 1 again, didn't we? To try and get a bit more up to date with what was going on, because we've never
Thing with paws, Wicked D.
never played any other computer games or anything, so I don't really understand the storyline. So the TV program confuses a bit because it jumps around in the timeline, which I found a bit annoying because there was no text on the screen that said 10 years earlier, because the characters all look the smegging same, don't they? They all look the same and they're all wearing the same outfits.
When we watched it back, that it made more sense.
It did, yeah.
End of the month. End of this month.
Or end of next one. So not yet then. Yeah, because they've been hyping it up for absolutely ages. I thought it must have started by now, but obviously just hyping it up. Fair enough. December the 17th.
That far away? That's crazy.
Right. You just have to
Yeah.
watch Taskmaster.
Yeah. That's alright. I'm all about Taskmaster. I like Taskmaster. They've got a couple of people that I like on this series. We like Jonathan Creek,
You know he's not really called
Yeah, I
Jonathan
know.
Creek, don't you?
Alan Davies.
You don't even look like Jonathan Creek anymore.
No. We like Alan Davies, and Victoria Corin Mitchell's quite funny.
Yeah, you like it, don't you? Wiki D's waiting for Stranger Things. We couldn't get on with that. We
No.
watched a couple and then gave up. A bit like that buffering. We watched a couple of that buffering thing and gave up. We give up really easily on programme.
Right.
Just don't know what you're talking about, Peach. You weren't here when we were talking about her.
Let's get some stone grey. Maybe we should have an emote for like popular colours, like brass.
That'd be lovely, my darling, but you have to have more subscriptions to unlock emotes,
Dear.
and we don't get that many people watching us or interested in what we're doing. We just have our loyal few.
Broken me.
All 4 of you.
Broken me pokey tool. Broken me pokey tool off again.
You know, for Christmas, can I have some new dressmaking pins?
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot left now. Do you want mine?
No, it's alright.
This could be a stream where we have like blood and injury and have to take you to the hospital.
It's perfectly fine.
We should have a don't do this at home warning. Please do not copy Mr. MLG's actions. I would say that they are performed by a professional, but that's not entirely true.
I am a professional. I've got a certificate and everything.
In pokey tool use.
Yeah. Sorry? Well, I'm going to finish this base and then we're going to call it a night, I think. Ready to go and watch Gold Member.
Oh, is that what's happening?
No, I would like to watch Black Widow.
I don't want to watch that one.
What, at all, or today?
Not particularly.
I thought you wanted to go and see it at the cinema.
No. That wasn't this guy.
I don't know who else it could have been. Alright, that's fine.
Thanks, Sharon. It's great to see
I'll
you.
watch
We
it
are
now.
going at some point.
Yeah.
You keep telling me, I'll just finish this, I'll just finish
I
this.
am, I'm just finishing this base and then we're going. See you later. Thank you. Yeah, look. It's done.
Wikidy's trying to decide what to have for tea. Yeah, we failed miserably with tea today.
Tea? It's
Yeah.
20 past 8. 20 past 9 even.
Yeah, but she's not in at tea time. Yeah, we failed miserably. I was wondering where my new follower was that's going to donate all that money to our stream. Where's he, Wickedy?
Your new mate.
Well, I'm assuming it was a boy. Don't really know. It would have been nice though, wouldn't it? It was a bit weird. I don't know what the point. I don't understand what the point was. What? No one can see what you're doing. What are you doing over there in the corner?
Oh, sorry. Here I'm sticking a couple of tufts on to my base. I think we'll just have another little one round the back here, and that will do nicely. There we go. So these are tiny dark moss 2mm tufts from Gamer's Grass.
They're my favourite.
Really like these. I think we might have to have some more soon. But they're just the right size for minis like this guy. And character figures. So there he is in all his glory. I've decided that he is finished. I'm gonna varnish him, but he's done.
I do like his tentacle. I might not like him quite so much when he attacks us in Pathfinder, but he looks good.
Yeah. So I was thinking that I would varnish him with a glossy or satin varnish. I think satin, so he has a little bit of sheen going on. But yeah, really happy with how he's turned out. Stick these tufts away. And then, yeah, that's it. That's it for this evening. So tomorrow night we'll be back. I'm going to be working on possibly this Minotaur and my Genie. Going to get a little bit more done on this guy. And I might do the verdigris on this thing. So yeah, loads to do tomorrow. And Mrs. MLG is going to be painting this awesome figure that she's... Oh, it's that one. I understand. Didn't know what it was. So pink, Wicked D. Should do it pink. Pink and blue. Pink and blue and yellow. Oh no, you can't use it for multiple things, can you? Yeah. Never mind. So, thanks everyone for coming, and thanks everyone that's stuck around while I waffled on for the whole hour and a half. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow. And we'll be back on Wednesday, and on Wednesday I'm going to paint something completely different. So yeah, watch this space. I'm going to paint something that I haven't painted for ages on stream, so watch this space for that tomorrow.
Are you filling me in later?
Yeah,
With the information?
I will do, yeah.
Cool.
So thank you everybody,
Thanks,
and
everyone.
we'll see you soon. Bye.